In this video, you will find additional insights for your personal processing, assisting you with highlighting some of the many possible scenarios where you could unconsciously overlook and forget old routines and programming in your daily life, in your relationships, in what you believe is possible, old limitations and blockages. So it's about learning to trust, not focusing on the physical first, having faith and have your heart wide open, allowing yourself to become a way shower for you, become that pure example of the divine, where you leave that old reality behind, the mentality, the consciousness, showing yourself respect, understanding where everybody's at, and knowing that they have their choice, they have their missions. And your choice and your mission is unique for you, and everything in your life leading up to this point has prepared you for this huge transition that you're about to, or are already in, or doing. So as we're clearing the physical body and coming into the soul expression more and more, we're shifting dimensionally, outgrowing, releasing the old consciousness, the old template, the old reality, and freeing yourself from others, so to speak, as well, and leaving or shedding, transcending, letting go of that old belief systems and people who are holding a different consciousness that does not like change. So I want you to use this as an inspiration, use it to tune into the healing for the most positive outcome for you. And this is non-linear processing, and it's important to remember that is the old victimizer mentality that's being challenged here, being processed. And you are, in essence, you're both of them on some level. So you want to take full responsibility and fully own it, and you will experience a much smoother ride that way. So there's a period we're coming into now, creating and establishing a new foundation. Going deeper will bring up all kinds of hidden and unresolved insecurities and inner child issues that now must be addressed. There was no room for this work before, but now there is. And being aware of it and open up to dealing with it, so you won't create more chaos in your life and repeat these loops, is paramount. And what's important to remember about relationships or highlight here is that if you're leaving a job, or you're leaving a romantic relationship, or even a family member, what is the dynamic in that relationship? Both individuals could be expanding, which is usually not the case many times. Usually it's one resisting the change and the other one in the relationship is outgrowing it or expanding beyond it, or cannot stay in that stagnation any longer. And you being here today listening to this shows that you're the one who wants to address this and move on and make a permanent change in your life by deconstructing that old and creating a new reality. And you need to make sure that you don't hold on to any of that old framework or belief systems or limitations. And there was pieces that actually worked for you at the time, and you want to go and release those as well, which is might be the cornerstone in what actually made you strong enough to get to this point. But a part of that consciousness will have to go as well, stepping out of that into the unknown, into the not knowing what's going to be behind the next door, so to speak. But it's being fueled on trust and faith, and not wanting to feed or experience that old reality any longer. A huge part of this breaking through and walking through the veil is to travel through this so-called no man's land, where you only see what's right in front of you, and nothing is set in stone. So you must let go of the past and follow that vibration, follow the light, follow that present moment awareness to go through this. And it will take a little time to navigate that. Creating new routines, new value systems. You wanted a better, more aligned life, more heart-centered, so you have to step it up. And that means living on the edge at times. It is not for the human faint of heart, so to speak, because we are releasing all those human
belief systems and aspects and embodiment and belief systems of who we were and identities, how the world works and our relationship and so forth. This applies to romantic relationships, but also as jobs where I felt outgrown and wanted to move on, and it had a purpose in the past of fulfilling certain needs in your life, lifestyle or mission or whatever consciousness or conscious creation that felt right to you at the time, how you created an impact on the world or left your impact. You don't want to get sidetracked here with your vision, meaning you want to establish a balance right away where you're not blaming anyone else or yourself for changing and for doing things differently and wanting a better life. That would just fall into the guilt and manipulation, either gaslighting yourself or others in your life gaslighting you or telling you what you're capable of doing, who still live in that lack and fear, suffering, holding on, holding themselves back, and you, if you allow it. So it's important that you shift your perspective and not trying to look for approval from anyone else. You have to find that space where enough is enough, where you move on gracefully and you